Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, and every week I'm going to be showing you how to make a recipe using my favorite Pampered Chef items. So let's get started. Remember, if your food doesn't make you want to dance, you're probably not doing it right. So welcome to Stephanie's Rockin' Kitchen. It's Stephanie, and welcome back to Stephanie's Rockin' Kitchen, where every week I make a recipe using my favorite Pampered Chef product. This week I am featuring the Deluxe Electric Grill and Griddle, and you might say, why is that your favorite product? It looks like every other grill on the market, but you would be wrong. This thing is incredible. It has 6 preset settings. One is your custom setting. You can set it to whatever you want. There's a sear, the panini, the grill, the griddle, and you can just keep things warm. But you say, okay, so it's got heat settings, big deal. It has interchangeable plates. As you can see here, we have the grill plates, which we are using today. It has the griddle plates, which are the flat plates. And it has waffle plates. Yes, I said it. Waffle plates. Which we are not using today. So I'm going to set these off to the side and make as much noise as possible. Set those off gently. So, like I said, we're going to be using our grill plates today. These are completely non-stick, so you will see that I will not spray them with anything. Another amazing feature of this is how easy it is to change these plates. You just slide it in and you are good to go. Now, if you wanted to do bacon on one side, well, guess what? No other grill does this. It lays flat, so you now have 2 cooking surfaces. You can change one out for the flat grill, and now you can do things like your eggs, your pancakes, anything you want that goes nicely on a flat grill, and believe me, it makes amazing pancakes. I do my bacon and my pancakes and my eggs on here all at the same time every Sunday, and I have breakfast completely ready in 15 minutes. The other incredible feature of this is that you can turn both the top grill and the bottom grill to different time settings, or temperature settings. So if you're cooking something that you want to cook a little higher, you can change either the top or the bottom, your choice, to a higher setting than the other one. You can't do that with other grills on the market. And let's say you have a pizza or something that you want, you've baked it or you've cooked it on here, and you want to brown your cheese really nice. Well, this also turns into a broiler. So you can put your pizza on the bottom, turn it on really low just to keep that crust nice and warm, keep it crispy and stop it from getting all soggy as it cools off. Turn the top onto a higher temperature, and now it's going to brown that cheese beautifully. So I love this thing. Like I said, it's got the panini, so if you do that with the grill, you can squish it like a panini press. The griddle setting is what you're going to want to use with those flat plates, and then I also use the griddle setting personally for the waffle plates. So let's get started. Today we are making sliders. I love sliders, and when I make them I use just ground beef. Some people like to use ground beef pork mixture. I personally just prefer the ground beef, and I use just a lean. I don't want to go extra lean because I like that little bit of extra fat, which is what people would get if they were to mix pork into it. So I have here 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to put on my gloves just to make this easy to work with. Before I do anything, I'm going to grab out some wax paper to put these burgers onto. And to this ground beef, I am going to add 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I make my own breadcrumbs. You can use panko breadcrumbs, you can use store-bought breadcrumbs, and I like to season them with a little bit of Italian seasoning and a little bit of salt, but you don't have to do that if you don't want. It's all up to your own flavors. So, half cup of breadcrumbs goes in, 1 whole egg. I, as a general rule of thumb in my house, like to use 1 egg per pound of ground beef. Set those off to the side. Now, I'm also going to be using our Pampered Chef seasoning salt. Which I didn't bother to open. So, everything you season in here is going to be to taste. So, a little bit of seasoning salt. That was roughly teaspoon and a half. I'm going to use the Pampered Chef garlic rub. This is just really nice dehydrated garlic, and I will show it to you. And it's got a little bit of herbs and spices in there, so that is beautiful. And that's going to, with the fat that's in this burger, that is going to rehydrate, and you're going to have beautiful garlic all throughout your burgers. So I want to go with roughly a half tablespoon, sorry, which is about a teaspoon and a half. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of our smoky barbecue rub, because I'm doing these on the indoor grill and I want a little bit of that smoky taste from the barbecue. And I'm not going to get that in here, but I'm going to get an amazing sear that tastes fantastic. So we're going to turn this on so it can heat while we're getting everything ready to go. And it's already preset to 400 degrees. I'm going to leave it at 50 minutes. I don't need 50 minutes to do this, but it just makes sure that it's not going to turn off on me while I'm in the middle of grilling my sliders. And again, about a teaspoon and a half. So we're going to set those off to the side. And I'm going to get in here and get nice and dirty with my hands. And that's why I'm wearing the gloves. Nobody wants to get their hands all gucky and have to wash if they don't need to. So, you don't want to overmix your beef, because if you do, it's going to get kind of mealy and get that kind of pureed texture. You don't want that. You want the nice pieces of beef in there so that it tastes more like a burger and less like a meatball. So, make sure not to overmix. You saw how quick that was? This is all mixed. I kind of like to open it up and make sure that everything looks like it's distributed through the burger, and beautiful. So, what am I going to use to make our sliders? I'm going to use one of our flexible cutting mats and our Pampered Chef burger press. The press has a divot in it, and that's going to help stop your burgers from shrinking up as they cook. And it's got this wonderful insert that you can put in to make sliders. So this is your regular size burger patty. It is 8 ounces. So you know exactly how big each burger is. If you put this slider insert in, now it's a 4-ounce burger. And that's what we're going to use today. So I know exactly every time how much burger I am using. So I don't even have to weigh them all out, which is fantastic with me. So stuff it in there like that. Give it a little press down, make sure it's all nice and packed, and take off the excess. So I know I got exactly 4 ounces. It has this wonderful silicone flexible bottom, so you can help pop your burger right out. I'm going to give it just a little help off the sides. And pop that out. Look at that. Beautiful, thick burger. It's got the nice little divot in the center. And we're going to set that off to the side. 4 ounces. And every single one of these is going to come out exactly the same, which I love because it takes all the guesswork out of it. So, give that a press. Take off your little bit of excess. slide your knife around the outside, and pop out your burger. Again, perfect round burger every time. And it is, as you can see, exactly the same size. Imagine how everybody at your barbecue would be like, oh my God, how did you make those burgers? Or where did you get those burgers? And you're gonna say, I didn't get them from anywhere. I made them. And everyone will be like, oh my God, how did you get them so perfect? Well, you can tell them. I use my Pampered Chef burger press. Again, beautiful. Take off that little bit of excess that I forgot to remove. This was just a little bit more than a pound, but only slightly. So when it comes to having just a tiny bit more than a pound, I don't worry about trying to measure out how many extra breadcrumbs I need. It's still going to hold together really nice with the half cup. Pop out that one. So that right there, that's 16 ounces of burger. That's your 1 pound. And there's barely any left in here, so I may make one tiny little burger. And that can be my taster. Because let's face it, that's the best part of cooking. The chef always gets the taste. Make sure we can see our little divot. Get that last little bit of ground beef in there. So we had just over 1.25 pounds. And you can see nothing sticks inside this. So everything comes out really clean every time. Put that off to the side. And I'm gonna get our burgers onto our grill. Oh, listen to that sizzle. That is amazing. And I'm going to take off my gloves before I touch anything else. Get rid of this. Little secret, never leave a knife in the sink. Always put it off to the side because the next person that comes around may not know it's there and nobody wants to lose a finger. Number 1 rule in the kitchen, never put a knife in the sink. Number 2 rule, assume everything is hot. We're going to take our grill, we're going to give it a nice close. Listen to that. And we're going to cook these for about 7 to 10 minutes. And we're going to get beautiful grill marks on these. So, I have my flexible cutting mat here, and I want to make a little bit of secret sauce to go with it. Now my secret sauce is incredibly easy, and you may even recognize the color of it when I'm done. You can make this to taste as well. I'm the only one that's going to be eating this sauce because my daughter doesn't care for it, so I'm just going to take a little bit of mayonnaise, roughly a tablespoon. Put that off to the side. I'm going to squeeze in about a teaspoon of ketchup. And I'm going to take the lid off because this never comes out properly. Roughly a teaspoon of green relish. Now, any guesses onto what as to what I'm making here? I like a little bit of extra ketchup in it. Normally there'd only be about a half teaspoon in here, but this is replacing the ketchup on my burger, and I love ketchup. So, it's a homemade Thousand Island. So yes, my homemade secret sauce. Quick, easy, and extremely tasty. I have a beautiful head of leaf lettuce here, living leaf lettuce. I like to use the living just because it is beautiful, fresh, and always crisp. I'm going to take off a couple little leaves here. And And I did, when I bring these lettuce home, I take them, I run them under the water in the sink for, well, just till they get all nice and clean, all the leaves. Make sure you get all inside there, gets any little possible bugs and stuff off of it, and then that way you can just put it all back into the fridge in its wonderful little baggie, and it will stay beautiful and crisp and fresh the whole time. Put our lettuce back in the bag. I'm going to slice up a little bit of white onion. I like some fresh onion on my burger, but you can put whatever you want. It's your burger. I'm going to grab my wonderful chef's knife here. Always make sure when you're cutting, claw your fingers and take your thumb, tuck it in behind. You can never lose a finger because nobody wants to lose a finger. That puts a real bummer on dinner. My daughter likes a little bit of onion on her burger as well, and we like a nice, fairly thick cut. That's about 1/8 of an inch. We like to taste our onion, especially because we've got these beautiful thick patties, and you don't want any of your ingredients to get lost. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with my tomato. I want a fairly thick slice because we don't want to miss tasting the tomato as well. It's got a little bit of a soft skin. Set that off to the side. Give everything a little wipe. And now that my toppings are all ready to go, actually almost ready to go, burger isn't a burger without cheese. I have a beautiful block of Swiss. You can use whatever cheese you like. And I'm not going to be able to get that open because I'm weak. My fingers don't work properly because I have arthritis, but that's okay. That's why I love my Pampered Chef products, because they make my life easier. I'm going to use the Pampered Chef cheese knife. This thing is amazing if you're doing charcuterie boards because it's got the wonderful little forked end for all of your crumbly cheeses. You just stick that in, break little pieces off. It's beautiful. It has this wonderful shaving end, or slicing end, so you can slice pieces right off your cheese. And then of course you can also just cut. So you could slice this cheese if you wanted, or if you want to make sure it's really nice and even every time, you take your blade and you give it a nice slice. Now, this is a fairly strong cheese in my opinion, so I'm not going to slice too thick. So this to me would be too thick for my burger. This is going to get that nice melty consistency that I love in my cheese on my burger. So I'm going to slice off 2 slices. My daughter won't use this, so I'm not going to slice too much because I don't like to waste. Put my cheese knife off to the side. Now, this grill, you're going to say, where is all the grease going? Well, it has a fantastic, large grease pan under here that just pulls right out. And that is beautiful because you don't have to worry about it filling up too fast. There is nothing worse than those tiny little grease trays that always just sit at the front of your grill and then they start to fill up and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So you're trying to get paper towels or a plate under it. This one you're never going to have to worry because I'll put that back in really quickly. It's huge. And it just slides in. Fantastic. Let's take a quick look at our burgers. Oh my gosh, those look amazing. Look at that. Give that a close. I'm going to take our French fries. I'm just using store-bought tonight, but if you wanted to make your own fresh homemade, you go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it in to my air fryer, and I'm just going to give this a close. And then I'm going to turn the light on. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but what you want to do is press the rotate button. And that's going to make the basket inside turn so that my fries tumble and get nice and crispy on all their sides. how we doing? Those look amazing. I'm gonna grab my meat thermometer just to double check. I did not grind this burger myself, so I want to make sure it is fully cooked before I eat it. Now you saw how quick or how long these have been on here. Let's go right from the center. And we are done. Beautiful. Look at it. They're gorgeous, golden brown on both sides. So, let's plate up one of these bad boys. I'm going to turn this off. I grab one of my wonderful little homemade buns here. Never cut into your hand, okay? Everyone always says, oh, I always stop before I get, guess what? One day you're not going to stop. Cut open my bun. I'm going to smear on a little bit of my wonderful secret sauce. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot because I love it. Got a pair of my Pampered Chef tongs here. Now, most people don't realize this. They sit and they try and play with this to get it open, and it's a little bit difficult to do so. These are intuitive. So, if you hold it upside down, it'll open. If you close it and turn it this way, it'll close. Open. Perfect. So, take our burger patty, place it on there, and we're going to turn this on to keep warm. And that is going to keep our burgers nice and warm for us while we wait for our French fries. So I'm going to take this. I want to put on a couple pieces of my onion. I'm going to put on a couple slices of my tomato. My cheese. And a wonderful little piece of lettuce. Look at that. Now let's face it, folks, burgers don't get a lot more beautiful than that. And a piece de resistance. We got a taste. You will not be disappointed. That is a fantastic burger, and if you look, she is completely 100% cooked inside, even though it was that thick. It was an inch thick. Completely cooked in like 7 minutes. Maybe even a little less than that. So I'm telling you guys, this thing is amazing. It does it all. Get yours today. The waffle plates do not come with it. That is an accessory you can buy on the side. So if you don't wish to have those because it's not something you're going to use, you don't need to get them, but it does make really nice, fluffy waffles. So, if you enjoyed this, make sure you visit my website, which I will put in the comments below so you can get your own. Or, if you wanted to find out how you can get it for free, make sure you message me and I will let you know. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And always remember, if you can't dance in life, it's not worth it. See you next time on Stephanie.